Here's a birdhouse I just hung. Wanted to show you some of the plant life that's growing around here. Reason why I put some nails in this tree and nailed this birdhouse in this tree is because it's an invasive species tree. I don't have the time to cut it down right now, but I can, if I'm going to hang a birdhouse with nails, do it in an invasive species as opposed to, you know, something else. And I have something very interesting to show you because I thought this was, I hung it in a Bradford Pear that's invasive. I thought this was a Bradford Pear. So here's the Bradford Pear leaves. And we know because we see the little seeds here, the little non-pears. And this one has a similar leaf, but it's actually a little darker. Maybe shinier. Oh wait, there are some evidence of it being a Bradford Pear here. Okay, now I'm even more stumped. This is the trunk of the tree. Oh, I see. I think well, now I'm really stumped because this tree down here is really interesting. It has a split trunk. I don't know if you can see that going up from the base, and I went around back and you see the same thing, and it's like two trees hugging each other and growing together. Then I thought it was just one tree because I saw evidence of this being a thorn tree. Here's a thorn. Okay, I don't know what these things are called, but they produce these thorns that get really big. They're easy to snap off and run around and stab siblings with. See? And they grow up to almost 2 inches in length. Now, maybe this part is a pear tree. Let's see. This is from the other tree. No, here's a thorn. Do they produce berries too? It's weird. So I love the way these two trees are. I believe it's two trees because it's all the way to the ground on both sides. Over here there's some baby pear trees in the way, but see, all the way up, and they have this lovely embrace and entanglement going on. Very fascinating. Now, just to prove I'm not crazy, the one we know is a pear tree, let's go see if it has any thorns. I believe it's a different tree. I'm not a plant expert, obviously. Okay. Oh, look, we have a split here, but it's not down to the ground. This is where the birdhouse is. So we're looking at leaves. We're looking at evidence of thorns. I don't see any. What's this? This is a twig. Wouldn't really call that a thorn. I don't see any evidence of thorns. What's this? Not quite the same thing. Different species. I like my hugging tree. Anyway, so you can see one of the great features of this forest is that it's only, 10 years old? Can't remember that we reforested this part of our yard, but there's so many butterfly bushes. We have these paths, Chachi, going through them. I love this. This stuff is great. It's really pretty, and it doesn't get very tall. Hi. So we mow the paths and we leave the rest. We also get milkweed over here in that section. behind the honeysuckle. And we get monarch butterflies, and we get to see the caterpillars eating the milkweed. It's great. So here's a path he's going down. Another path. I'm at a junction. There's our two loving thorn trees in their embrace. And we can go this way. Chachi, come on, let's go this way. Let's show them what else I turned into a birdhouse. Chachi, you're such a good boy. All right. I'm glad to take you on this tour. There's a path leading out to the yard. Here we have some evergreen trees in here. One in here. One here. All these plants planted themselves. We didn't plant anything over here except threw some wildflower seeds a few times when the grass was growing tall, when we started doing the mazes. So this used to be lawn, and we've transformed it into sort of like meadow environment at this point, now that we get much more rain. There's some more of these little evergreen trees. This path, Chachi's over here. This is where the milkweed grows. In fact, I see some coming in. Milkweed right here. Nice, fresh little leaves. And there's some over here. So that grows over here. Unfortunately, there are areas like in front of the double thorn tree where there's a lot of poison ivy. Some poison ivy over here. So poison ivy likes that kind of part sun, part shade. So you get it on the edge of the woods a lot. It's a pain. We call it a poison ivy farm. Now here's this area over here under where there's some these evergreen trees. I think they're cedar trees. Very pretty in here. Our paths are becoming very mossy, which is really beautiful. The interesting thing is that our yard is even changing because we tend to let it grow about a foot before we cut it. The